Welcome to SSS number 43. My name is Jem Johnson. I'm the personal trainer from the Urban Jungle Gym, and I also work at the Warehouse West Melbourne. And the lesson of the day, and the reason I'm standing out here in the great outdoors next to a playground, is how to prepare for an obstacle course race. So on Saturday, my team and I from the warehouse are going to run a Spartan race, and we have to go through crazy obstacle courses, a bit like a playground. We'll swing on monkey bars and pick up heavy things and carry them for case and case and case, and crawl under barbed wire and all this exciting stuff. And I thought I would do a video about how to prepare the body for a really big, difficult endurance event, what to do the night before, and what to do on the day as well. So, first thing you got to look at is how long your event is. If it's a 7K Spartan sprint like we're preparing for, then you probably don't need to eat an awful lot the night before. But for long distances, like 14Ks, I would say 12Ks and up. If you're running a 12K event or more than that, then you should be carbo loading. So carbo loading is this. Our body runs on carbohydrates, which is transformed into glucose, and then our body turns it into glycogen, and we store our glycogen in the liver and in between the muscles, intramuscular glycogen and liver glycogen. Now, when we're running an endurance event, our body is fueled primarily with carbs, glycogen, but also a little bit of fats, and proteins in extreme cases. So if we overload our livers with lots of carbs the night before, then we can theoretically fill up the glycogen liver stores really full, and then we've got more energy to burn on the day. So this is why lots of endurance athletes like marathon runners will eat a whole lot of pasta. Yeah, that's the famous one. You eat a huge pasta meal the night before, you overload your liver with heaps of glycogen, and then on the day, on race day, you'll have more energy to burn. This is good if you're running a really long event, and it needs to be low GI carbohydrates. So my advice for running a longer event is to load up on low GI carbohydrates the night before and on the morning of the race. Now it needs to be low GI, because if you load up on lollies and candy and sugar, then it's just going to burn out quickly. Your job is to fill your body with long-lasting energy. So carbohydrates like brown rice, pasta can be good. If you're going to go breads, go like wholemeal breads rather than white breads. Anything low GI, which is going to give you long, strong, sustainable energy levels, and isn't going to peak your insulin levels. So that's tip number one for how to prepare for a nice long running event. Tip number two is to get a good night's sleep. Always helpful, yeah? If you haven't slept enough the night before, then you're going to be in trouble. And also pre-hydrate. Pre-hydrating is a thing. If you drink heaps of water the night before and on race day in the morning, then you will have less likely that you're going to cramp. You get cramps if you dehydrate. So your job is to drink lots of good quality hydration the night before, not so much on the day. If you drink 3 liters on the day before your race, you're just gonna get a stitch, right? We know this. A stitch is where your body is trying to digest food or digest water, and the legs are crying out for help because the legs need all the blood they can get, but a lot of the blood is in the stomach to help with digestion. And therefore, if you've got a stitch while running, a good tip is to stop, go to the side of the road, do some sit-ups. It's gonna push blood back into your stomach, which is gonna help your digestion. So that's a quick little tip for how to cure stitches. But in terms of hydration, what you want to do is pre-hydrate the night before rather than on the day, because otherwise you're just going to get a stitch. Another really valuable tip is to foam roll. I'm big on foam rolling. It's one of the best things you can do for your muscles, and I find that with all my running events on race day, I never have time to foam roll properly. So the night before is really good. Roll your legs, try to get lots of blood into them, and also here's another one. Periodized training cycles. You don't want to train heaps and heaps and heaps the night before or even the week before a running event. When I'm running for like a big long event at 14Ks or 20Ks or whatever, then I organize my training in such a way that it's tapered towards the end. So the last week before the event itself, I won't be doing that much training, right? I do heaps and heaps of training in the months prior, but race week, try to reduce your training right down, and then on race day, obviously your muscles will be prepped and ready to go. And if you eat exactly as I've told you, so try to get some carbo loading done the night before, and you pre-hydrate and you do some foam rolling, then you have a great day on race day. Hope that's helpful to you. It's the lesson of the day. Good, done. Next.